6-foot opposite hitter out of Bonsall, California, number 3, 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃. A 6'2" middle blocker out of San Jose, California, number 7, 𝗏𝗏 Stone. A 6'2" middle out of Stewartville, Minnesota, number 8, Hannah Tapp. 6-foot outside hitter out of Genova, Italy, number 12, Valeria Papa. The setter, 5'7", out of Bangkok, Thailand, number 13, 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. 6-foot opposite hitter out of Glenwood, Illinois, number 19, 𝗚MI And the libero, 5'7", out of 𝗘𝗀𝗄𝗃, Puerto Rico, number 2, 𝗙𝗫 Venegas. Coaching staff for your Mojo, assistant coaches Noliman, Brandon Directo, Deidre Collins Parker, and head coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃.
On this Wednesday night in San Diego, the Mojo try to solve the first place Atlanta vibe. It's the 4th and final meeting between San Diego and Atlanta, and it's live here on YouTube. Alongside Brett Loftus, I'm Jake Herman. Glad you're with us here for the call. And San Diego, fresh off back-to-back wins, looking to complete a perfect homestand here tonight. They can climb into playoff position with a win this evening.
Yeah, they've been on a hot streak, right, Jake? They went back-to-back ball games, and again, inching closer and closer back to 500. I think a threshold, obviously, any team wants to be at, but being in the hole that they were, that could be a big-time momentum boost. Again, still 2 games under it right now, but the vibe in first place, going to be a big hill to overcome here tonight.
The Vibe have won all 9 sets in the season series with San Diego, including last Saturday night. The Vibe hit an efficient 320 clip and took the Mojo apart pretty easily. That match didn't sit well with San Diego, and I think it was a real turning point for the Mojo, the way they've responded to it.
What has been, right? I think you can go back and look at that game in which they have responded a lot differently, right? So, again, for San Diego tonight to end this homestand on a high note, going into a 3-game road stand coming up, this is going to be a big, big game in more than one way.
𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗃 gets it started on serve as Hentz finds Montserrat, and the first swing goes to Shelly Fanning. Kendra Dahlke, a new starter for Coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃, and, well, for good reason, Brett, when you look at the way she's played recently.
Yeah, she has been wonderful. Again, she is one of the vets here on this squad, showing a lot of leadership, but now her play has really spoken for itself the last 2 games.
The 6th-year pro out of Arizona gets another swing here off high hands, but it draws Atlanta into the net.
Again, really good start. I think one big thing for the Mojo to start here, we mentioned this last match, was they were not able to finish sets. And really, in this run that they've had, back-to-back games that they've won, they've been able to start sets really well and end them really well, starting to really play complete volleyball.
All the pieces starting to come together as 𝗚𝗏𝗄𝗏 with a nice reaction to poke that one over. Great dig there by 𝗙𝗫 Venegas, and that's the defense that the Mojo have started to develop. Montserrat center dump, and that's something you have to look out for when you're facing the Vibe.
Yeah, Marley has been wonderful this season, no matter if it's been setting or it's been attacking at times. Again, she's been really, really good. 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗃, an incredible dig mid-rally there. This Atlanta team, they have all the pieces together and really ready, probably championship favorites.
Yeah, 13-4, they can get 2 games clear of the Omaha Supernovas with a win tonight, and that's significant because they'll square off on Saturday. And Atlanta would hang on to first place no matter what if they can survive San Diego tonight. Montserrat to 𝗍𝗑𝒏𝒄𝒄 member Mena in her 2nd professional season out of Pittsburgh and Missouri. She jousts that one through. Montserrat to Leah Edmond from the back row, dug up by Dahlke. Roll shot from 𝗚𝗏𝗄𝗏. Nicely dealt with there by 𝗍𝗑𝒏𝒄𝒄. Tomcom on the free ball, finds Valeria Papa. Good start for San Diego.
Yeah, how good has she been recently, right? 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃 provided most of the offense in that last match, but 𝗗𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃 had some runs. That was a big-time catalyst in those tight sets for the Mojo.
𝗃𝗺 coming into this match off back-to-back kill and dig double-doubles. Got a very well-rounded game. And she gets a block touch there, but can't keep it in the court. Atlanta side outs at the right pin.
What's the old Cam Newton mic'd up? Oh, you've been watching film? The Mojo have been watching film, but so have the Vibe. That is the only detriment we saw last match, being able to find those hands not quite up high enough, and Atlanta able to exploit it on that last point.
Yeah, that's a big point of emphasis for 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃 today. They need their block to be better. It's been one of San Diego's biggest strengths this season, but Atlanta has been able to solve it somewhat easily in the first 3 meetings this season. Takes a lot of discipline to block against this Atlanta team, and that's a big reason why. Magda 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃 off of her most efficient match of the season on Monday.
Yeah, she has been wonderful. I think her coach, 𝗙𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃, said it best earlier this year when talking about her. When she can go out and do what she does defensively and then run the slide play like that, that is when she's at her very best in providing some of the most efficiency at anybody in the league.
A tool for Temi, side outs for San Diego. But to your point, Magda 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃, she hit 615 on Monday. That's a franchise record for Atlanta, resulting in 8 kills on 13 swings.
615? 615? Wow.
Those are video game numbers. Montserrat. From the back row, Lazarevo, read by TomCom. Valeria 𝗃𝗺 sends one to the back left corner. Edmond tipping, and side outs for the Vibe.
You know, Leah's done that a lot this year. We saw her swing from the 10-foot line to go about 2 or 3 points ago and not able to get it home. And then right there, again, you said it, just tipped it over. I think Leah knows her shot when her shot's not there and when it is there. And right there, obviously, just a little finesse to get the point.
Stone slide, and the Mojo would love to get that play going.
Jake, we've noted it before. There are many names for that play. We're going to see it a lot here tonight. I think with this duo with 𝗬𝗄𝗃 and Ronick, one of the more unstoppable plays we've seen in the Pro Volleyball Federation this season.
Stone hitting at 35% for the season. Held to 8 kills on Sunday. A lot of teams that have watched film on San Diego have keyed in on that Stone slide, as Atlanta responds by flaring the slide and setting Leah Edmond at the left pin. Marley Montserrat, the Florida Gator great. Spent some time out here on the West Coast, 2 seasons with UCLA's beach volleyball team. She sets 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, read well by Shara Venegas. Here's Lazarevo, sent back by 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃. Edmond to swing, that's dug up by 𝗃𝗺𝗃. Hence sets it up for Edmond, and that cross-court swing does get down.
Tell we got some vets on the floor right now, huh? Leah Edmond with that last shot. It looked like she was going to hit it about 110 and just took something off. Valeria 𝗃𝗀𝗃 able to dig out her first attack of the rally, but not the last.
𝗃𝗃, a tremendous defender in her own right, but pretty much every team this season has struggled to slow down Leah Edmond. They go back to her here. 𝗃𝗃 pops it up. 𝗘𝗀𝗃 off the tape. And sometimes that's the only way you can beat Morgan Hens.
Well, KD3 has been beating a lot of liberos in the last 2 home matches here for the Mojo, but you're right. A lot of teams have went to Hentsville, as they call it in Atlanta this season. One of the best, if not the best libero in all the Pro Volleyball Federation.
Well, Hentsville just seems to grow every match. There's not a lot of court that she doesn't cover out there, as Atlanta side out, Shelly Fanning makes it 8-7. The Mojo raced out in front 4-1, but Edmond on serve can tie up this opening set at 8. She's got 10 aces on the season for the Vibe. It's an aggressive serving Atlanta team. They can live with a few errors so long as they keep their foot on the gas from back there. And we are tied at 8 after 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 misses long.
Well, that's the thing through these first almost 20 points thus far. Mojo haven't been making too many mistakes. We already had seen 2 service errors there from Atlanta, so able to capitalize on an error of the Mojo. And, well, just like that, knock on some wood, broadcaster jinx.
Well, Atlanta has out-aced San Diego 15-6 in the 3 matchups this season. And Coach 𝗙𝗺𝗃 does not want his team to get timid from the line, even if they commit a few errors in the process. Montserrat to Lazareва, who is denied. Tap and 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃 in the neighborhood.
We just talked about that block and how Coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃 wanted it to improve. Well, maybe a mid-first set adjustment. Kendra 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃 sent that right back where it came from.
And that's why she's in the lineup tonight. According to Coach Anief Park, giving Atlanta a different look up front with the block, as opposed to Lindsey Vander Weide, who had been so solid for the Mojo most of the season. 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃, cross court, that's her specialty.
And again, in a league where it seems like almost everybody towers over 6 foot, you got somebody like 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃, 5'7", playing the outside hitter position and hitting balls like that.
Well, she's got a unique style out there and a huge vertical at the pin. Quick set for tap, and the second ball off target from Edmond. Good effort, though.
You're going to kind of see Hannah Tap be used the way that 𝗘𝗁𝗃 Bastianelli has been used. Again, 𝗘𝗁𝗃, unfortunately, doubtful to play here tonight, but Hannah Tap, again, really out there for defense, but when they can set her in that middle and get it down the seam, they obviously will.
Bastianelli sort of banged her knee awkwardly as 𝗖𝗺𝗃 scores for Atlanta. That was late in the first set in Sunday's win over Columbus for the Mojo. She came out, and Tap came off the bench, providing a huge spark, including 4 stuff blocks. Getting the start tonight in place of Bastianelli, who, that's a shame she's missing this matchup. She came over in that trade for Magda 𝗖𝗺𝗃 early in the season. Lots of Big Ten connections and close friendships in the Atlanta locker room. This is the second time this season she's had to sit out with injury against the Vibe. Here's Magda. Off high hands, Montserrat. Now, she played outside in high school. Good swing there. Marley back to Lazareва. Slowed down by Stone's touch. Papa pushes low, and the Vibe had that one scouted.
Yeah, you talked about Marley on that point. She swings it about as well as any setter in the whole league, and just able to get that free ball right back over with some power. San Diego able to handle it, but that really set the Vibe up in system for the rest of that point, and obviously able to win the point.
Yeah, Marley was the Gatorade Player of the Year as an outside her senior year of high school, but she's always liked setting better. She likes the decision-making aspect of it.
Well, just like any sport, you would rather be the one to touch the ball every single point, and obviously Montserrat does that for the Vibe.
She's averaging 9.5 assists per set. Can she get one here? Not quite. Great coverage, though, by 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃, and Edmond converts in transition.
See Leah do that at either pin as well. Obviously, Leah considered an outside hitter. You can see her go over there to the right side at times, just right through the block. Excellent shot there from Leah.
4 kills already in this one for Edmond. She's reached double digits in every Atlanta match. One of only 2 players to do that in the Pro Volleyball Federation. That's 5, and she got there in a hurry tonight. Her and Amelia Dimitrova from the Rise, the only 2 to not only play every match, but reach double-digit kills in every match.
I thought you were going to quiz me there, Jake, and ask me if I knew the other one. I didn't, but Dimitrova would have been about my second or third guess. Those have been the 2 best hitters, obviously, statistically and in my opinion, in the league this year.
Oh, boy, that's a half dozen for Edmond. She is heating up early.
Yeah, and again, what she does for this team when she's on is that. It doesn't matter if she's hitting it through the block, down the block, over the block. She's going to get the point.
𝗖𝗺𝗃 serving with a 1-point lead and missing long, so the next point will send us into our first media timeout. Valeria Papa, her first ace of the season, came on Tuesday of last week in a win over the Omaha Supernovas. Montserrat setter dump. She's been hitting those at a high rate as of late, and Atlanta storms ahead 15-14 as we step aside in sunny San Diego.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up.
Federation on CBS Sports Network.
Six kills, 9 swings in this one early for Leah Edmond. You see some of the Mojo fans sporting their giveaway gear. Those first 2,500 fans on Sunday getting those jersey t-shirts. Tonight, the shades are the giveaway for the first 2,500 here at Viejas Arena. It's college night, and that's why you see some of the cheerleaders and bands in attendance. Free entry with your student ID in San Diego this evening. And we're here at Viejas Arena, the home of the San Diego State Aztecs, where San Diego assistant coach Dietrich Collins-Parker called home for 10 seasons.
Now here's what I want to know. Do you have to be a college student to get the shades?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know what? I just want to clarify because, Jake, you got a pair of shades. I know you're not in college. I just want to make sure you weren't violating any rules there.
Nothing wrong with having it made in the shade. As Atlanta starts to turn up the pressure. This is the point in almost every set this season against San Diego where they make a run. Edmond able to hang in the air to deny the Veronica Stone slide. Big point here for the Mojo. Great get by Montserrat. And Edmond rolls one through. Tom back to Stone, sent back a third time. Here's 𝗘𝗀𝗃, denied. Fanning and Lazareva. 4 in a row for the Vibe, and a timeout for Taiba, Hanif Park, and the Mojo. As first place Atlanta races out in front, 18-14.
She just has the touch tonight. Some nights everything just goes right. I feel like 𝗏𝗍 de la Cruz has started out that way tonight.
Sir, De La Cruz turns up the power. Here's De La Cruz. Too much to handle. Oh my, there's no better topspin serve in the Pro Volleyball Federation.
You got to give her the Player of the Week award right now.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
The Vibe hitting 36%, the Mojo just 12 in this one thus far, and it's a 4-point advantage for Todd Dagenet's team looking for a 5th consecutive win. They could sweep San Diego this season with a win tonight. 𝗘𝗀𝗃 the first touch. She'll get a swing, and Hentz was there for the dig. Edmond all the way around the net post to try and save the point as she explains her plans there to 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I don't think she ever stepped on San Diego's side.
Let's see here.
Well, she didn't step in the court.
I love Timmy. Her first reaction was to help her up, and just that confused look. That was one of those plays, man. That's going to make the blooper reel. But I do love the effort from Leah Edmond.
It's only crazy if it doesn't work.
Right, that's right.
What can't Leah Edmond do for Atlanta in this match as Shelly Fanning ignites out of the middle? That's what Marlee Montserrat loves to do, activate those middles late in a set. And there was nobody there to block Fanning. Quick set there on the assist. Tap couldn't answer, as 𝗵𝗁 will bump a free ball way up into the rafters. 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍 called for the double.
And that did appear to be the right call in real time. I think 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍 is trying to appeal and say that it might have touched 𝗙𝗺𝗄𝗏. Let's take a second look here.
Well, the Mojo fans not wearing their sunglasses. They're looking at this one like we are and voicing some displeasure. Couldn't tell on that look if it touched on.
I think it was the correct call. I think it might have ricocheted off the net. 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍 hit it the first time, ricocheted off the net, and then barely got her again. Incidental contact, but it did look to be correct on the floor, and the officiating got it correct.
Vibe by 5, and now 6.
Jake, I love what you said moments ago before we went to that last break. You made a really good point about this usually seems to be when the Vibe obviously goes on their runs. And again, first 15 points or so, it usually seems like the Vibe don't have their best volleyball, but they just continue to kind of play things out and obviously come on late in sets. This is a young lady who's come on really, really good in sets, Morgan Lewis, this season.
Yeah, slow start for 𝗵𝗁𝗏, swinging it at negative 25%. And so Morgan Lewis, the rookie out of Oregon, comes in. And 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍, the Arizona Wildcat, tools the block for a side out.
And you know, this is one thing I think if you follow San Diego, you have to love about 𝗖𝗺𝗏 Park. 𝗵𝗁𝗏 has been the best hitter this season for San Diego. But Coach 𝗵𝗁𝗏 Park not afraid to take her out of a game. She's having not the ideal start for San Diego. You got to love the confidence shown in the depth.
Speaking of depth, Atlanta, well, that's been what's protected them all season, according to Coach 𝗙𝗺𝗍. 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗏 member Mena, she won't always rack up the kills, but she's been very efficient over the last few matches.
That's exactly right, Jake. I think when they set her, you expect to get the point, right? You might not know. You go to her as often, obviously, as you're going to Lee Edmond, you're going to Magda, you're going to Anna 𝗚𝗎𝗄𝗏. But when you go to 𝗘𝗀𝗏, you're expecting for something big to happen.
6 kills, 12 swings last Saturday in Atlanta's 3rd win over San Diego. And that's another block. 𝗚𝗚𝗏𝗏, her 32nd of the year.
Yeah, I just don't know how you get a ball down to that.
Allie Linehan, the 2nd-year pro, and a national champion at Kentucky, in to serve as Lewis has that one kept alive by Edmond. Right side, 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍. That's a position she played a lot throughout practice and her professional career.
Yeah, just a wonderful back set, and then 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍 able to go over the block of member Mena, and then Allie Linehan kind of cheated up a little bit there, not back there on that back line. Great play, great court vision by Kendra 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍.
𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗍, a run of 4 on serve earlier in this set. That is a run of none, thanks to Anna 𝗚𝗚𝗏𝗏.
How do you stop that?
7 set points, courtesy of number 7 in red. Notice how I didn't answer you. There's no way to stop a shot like that. Papa off the top of the block for the set. You bet. Leah Edmond, lucky kill number 7. And it's all Vibe early at Viejas Arena. They take the first set, 25-17.
They checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up and check. I had to put all their egos in check. I don't need that, got a mean stash. I just changed it, goes to the weekend.
You have been watching Professional Volleyball Federation on CBS Sports Network.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at RenAthletics.com and ProVolleyballShop.com.
She just has the touch tonight. Some nights, everything just goes right. I feel like 𝗵𝗺𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗃 has started out that way tonight.
Sir, 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗃 turns up the power. Here's 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗃. Too much to handle. Oh my, there's no better top spin serve in the Pro Volleyball Federation.
𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗃 got to give her the Player of the Week award right now.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, 𝗘𝗀𝗃 with a set point swing.
𝗘𝗀𝗃 to 𝗘𝗀𝗃, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Kaz Brown, absolutely spectacular.
It's going to be a big day. I think of all the little girls in the stands right now. Dreams coming true, not only for these professionals, but the young little girls in the crowd saying, maybe one day I'll be out there too.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
This one slammed right into the block. Shelly Fanning ends it here in the A. Welcome home, Divine. Win it in straight sets and move to 3-0.
The Vibe make it a perfect 10 for 10 in sets this season. They take the first 25-17 over San Diego alongside Brett Loftus, Jay Kerman here at Viejas Arena. Brett, what jumped out to you about Atlanta's first set performance the most?
The reception percentage. Again, it said almost 90% after the first set. San Diego at 70%, which, I mean, is really, really good. At 90% for Atlanta. Again, maybe we talked about the discrepancy between aces so far this season. Atlanta having almost 10 more aces coming into this match on the season. I think maybe San Diego and Coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃 talked about being more aggressive at the line during that timeout.
And San Diego only 6 aces in the 10 sets against Atlanta this season, and they're passing a big reason why. There's nobody to target if you're San Diego here.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. We talked about the depth with Atlanta. There's no weakness at any point in their rotation, or if they bring somebody in off the bench. Todd Dagenet has really crafted an elite rotation here in Atlanta.
Speaking of subs, Morgan Lewis was the one who got San Diego on the board to start set 2. Valeria Papa, she hasn't gotten it going yet here tonight. That one hits the antenna, and we're tied at 1 apiece.
Yeah, Valeria, she got her first swing to go down, and then since then has had a couple of attack errors.
Shelly Fanning to serve. Papa, perfect pass. 𝗘𝗀𝗃 denied from the back row. Great up by Lewis. Papa blocked again. Oh, on a 𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗃.
I don't know. Again, you got Magda and Onnested in there. You really only have one decision, and it's to try to go into the hands. But again, you got to find a way for it to fall on the right side of the net if you're San Diego.
The third stuff block for the Olympian from Russia. 𝗙𝗺𝗃𝗃 pokes it over. Quick hitter for Tap. Over on one from Marley Montserrat. Tap again. Terminates.
Again, you love seeing them go to 3-0 in the middle or 8 in the middle. Again, anytime you can set up either one of them, you're going to be having a really, really good day. Tap has made some really good plays defensively. Again, see how that duo block will go now. That Tap's back up on the front row.
TomCom in the back row with a tremendous dig. And Papa, the second ball. Member Mena powers through 2 blockers. And again, TomCom kept it alive. Tight set, 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗃, that's where she likes it. Low and right above that net at the pin.
Yeah, Atlanta doing a really, really good job of working pin to pin here. Wonderful set by 𝗙𝗀𝗃.
3-2 as 𝗙𝗀𝗃 serves. Stone slowed down by Magda 𝗘𝗀𝗃će. Member Mena roofed by Ronica.
Again, they go to Ronica on the attack, right? And obviously able to be kept up there by the vibe. Well, Ronica says, I'm going to get the point one way or the other. Able to get her first stuff block of the night.
Ronica threw out the first pitch at the Padres game. Petco Park, just across town on Monday night. A lot of her Mojo teammates got to take in that one.
Seemed like she provided some mojo as the Padres are able to come back from an 8-0 deficit there, end up winning that ball game.
Can the Mojo draw some inspiration and climb out of this early hole? They've lost the first set in each of their last 2 victories. Have not won a set against Atlanta this season. And on the slide, a tool for Magda 𝗘𝗀𝗃će. She's been magnificent to start this match.
Magnificent Magda, Jake. I love the optimism you show, but Atlanta's a bit of a different beast here tonight, and really it starts with everybody they have playing up front.
They're hitting 39% as a team at this early juncture in the match. Morgan Lewis providing a spark off the bench. Her second kill early in the second set.
It's really the only place on the floor that we've seen San Diego be able to exploit right now. But on that right side, we saw Kendra 𝗀𝗀𝗃će do it earlier. Morgan right there going same line attack, back right corner. We'll see if they continue to go there or if Atlanta can make a defensive change.
Double block slowed down Leah Edmond. 𝗀𝗀𝗃će had to race underneath it. And a good rescuing play by Lecator member Mena. Stone. No good on the tip try. And a buzzer sounds here.
I would surmise we have a midpoint challenge, Jake. Ooh, looked like Atlanta may have gotten into the net there.
Yeah, you saw in the background for a brief moment there, Deetra Collins-Parker hit the button on the tablet, and that stopped the rally midpoint. If San Diego had let that point go, then they would not have been able to challenge that net fault since it wouldn't have been the last action. You have to stop at midpoint. It's high risk, high reward, because if you're wrong, and this is Atlanta's point.
Correct. But I think one of the biggest things here in the Pro Volleyball Federation, you use a challenge. If you lose a challenge, you just lose your challenges for the rest of the set. But you don't lose a timeout. You can kind of think things over here. I think this is a good challenge either way for San Diego. Stop and play. And like you said, if you win the challenge there, obviously a net fault, you win the point. Let's see here. Looked like the ball hit the net. I don't know. That pinky finger there might have hit the net, but I don't think it did, Jake.
And so in that situation, the Mojo lose the gamble. Now, they were sending over a free ball to Atlanta anyway. So Coach Anief Park and her staff say, why not take the risk? They're down to 1 challenge in this set. And the score, 6-4 in Atlanta's favor. Great up by 𝗙𝗀𝗃će. 𝗙𝗀𝗃 bump set Leah Edmond, who swats it to Lewis. 𝗀𝗀𝗃će, sharp angle. She's making the most of her opportunity in the lineup. Killed number 7 to lead San Diego.
Jake, I don't even know much more if we're calling it an opportunity or if she's just continued to prove herself. She has to be a staple in this starting lineup. She came off the bench in the last 2 matches, getting the start here tonight. Kendra 𝗀𝗀𝗃će has been the player for the Mojo.
Entering last week, or I really should say entering this homestand, which started last week, she had just 11 kills all season, appeared in 7 sets. She has 27 kills over their last 2 matches, hitting it at 34% during that time. And she started in the place of Lindsay van der Weide tonight, and she is dialed in at the left pin.
𝗙𝗀𝗃𝗃. Haven't caught her name yet tonight. Look at this set. Kind of off balance. 𝗀𝗀𝗃 might have not gotten the first touch she wanted, but when you got 1-3 on your side, setting you up, you're in good shape.
Fanning. Blocked back over by Tap. That earns a ball back from Hentz. Fanning slows down Tap this time, and 𝗙𝗀𝗃𝗃 hits the antenna. Unless it hit San Diego first. It did. And so instead of a tied set at 7, it is 8-6, and we'll see if San Diego wants to challenge.
We did hear a horn. But like Deputy McClarty looked over to the sideline and asked the Mojo if they wanted a challenge. On this replay, Jake, it did look like 𝗘𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 got into the antenna, and the Mojo will not challenge.
That's a smart choice by the Mojo to keep that last remaining challenge in their back pocket. It's early here in set 2, and Tapp splits a seam out of the middle.
And, you know, they went to her about 2 points ago. Atlanta ended up winning the point. Every time you go to Hannah Tapp in the middle, you're trying to get something absolutely slammed down the seam. Excellent, excellent recognition there by 𝗘𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃.
Great battle in the middle early, especially in this rotation between Fanning and Tapp as the service error, well, causes the rotation. It's 9-7.
And knock on wood, obviously, I don't, you know, obviously you don't want to see this continue. San Diego has not had these service error woes of late, and then they've had 2 in the last 5 points, something to look at.
Atlanta has out-errored their opponents from the service line in every match on this 4-game winning streak. It hasn't slowed them down. It's that aggressive approach paying dividends.
Well, they're very aggressive at the net as well, right, on offense and defense. I think Atlanta's just a really aggressive team, and when you have as much talent and star power as they have, they can afford to be that aggressive.
Again, Coach 𝗙𝗫𝗍 harped on this all season long. He said, our depth is going to protect us. The variety of ways we can score, that's what's going to set us apart. And that prophecy has borne out very well for the first place 5 as Edmond elevates from the 10-foot line.
I think that's a microcosm of the season. You see the attacker on the last point, then it's like, well, let's go back to Leah Edmond, and then that happens.
Unable to close that seam in the back row. Atlanta back in front 10-9. Here's Stone, kept up by Lazareва. What a great defensive match she's had with those 3 stuff blocks, now 6 digs. Papa slowed down by Magda. Out to the left pin, 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 dots the back line.
What a shot. Oh my goodness. She barely got that one into the back line. What's Mr. Bolt 6 or Mizra's Bolt 6 going to tell us here tonight? Wow.
You can always count on Mr. Brett 6 for the Bolt 6 commentary as Ronica Stone has it dug up again, Lazareва, and again Edmond converts. The Russian has refused to let balls fall on her side of the floor tonight.
Leah Edmond, she's 1 kill away from her streak continuing. That was number 9 tonight.
Again, double-digit kills in every match as another Lazareva dig and another Edmond swing. That one was sent back by Stone. Transition chance. Lewis had to wait on the set, and Morgan Hent somehow got there. Great pass by Venegas, though, and Lewis another swing. Monserrat looking for an empty corner. Instead, Lewis high hands, Edmond there to cover. Off the free ball, it's Papa. That's down. And San Diego wins the longest point of the match.
I don't care who would have won that point. You love the fans at Viejas Arena to stand up and cheer for that one. There was some amazing defense being played on both sides. Lazareva had a lot of positive touches. Unfortunately, her last touch of that last point led to the Mojo able to win it. But again, Valeria Papa able to get back in the kill category as well.
A couple of great passes under pressure from the Mojo libero as well. Shara Venegas, the Olympian from Puerto Rico, who's played with their national team since 2009. She just wins everywhere she goes, Shara. In her 12-year Puerto Rican league career, she won 7 championships, including a 6-peat. You don't see 6-peats in any sport, really.
That's good. I think that's good. At least that is a.
That's the analysis that we pay you for.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know much more to say than that. A 6-peat? That is unreal.
And she also had brief stops in Brazil and Ukraine, averaging nearly 4 digs per set in the yellow libero jersey for San Diego. Got her first free ball kill of the season on Sunday against Columbus. Papa was huge in that one as well. Still trying to get going here tonight. 𝗘𝗺𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 got a touch.
Again, that is where Magda succeeds at. We've seen her and Lazareva over there, that right pin a lot tonight. Obviously got the block touch, even though it did sell out. Again, that is where she succeeds, trying to go over hands there in the middle.
And a service error from the Czech national team middle blocker gives San Diego a chance to cut into this deficit with Veronica Stone. In terms of serving percentage, she leads all servers in the Pro Volleyball Federation. 10 aces, 5 errors. One of just 2 players in the Pro Volleyball Federation who have more aces than service errors. Brett, can you name the other one? We'll give you this break to think about it as the Vibe break Stone's serve and lead 15-12, up a set in San Diego. The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight is going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway. And what a start. And a serve for Whiteley. Picks out Nunaviller.
Just so
(15-12) Atlanta. Okay, Brett, we asked you before the break, who's the only server besides Veronica Stone that has more aces than errors? What'd you come up with?
So she's in this game tonight, right? Obviously, you wouldn't ask me that question if she wouldn't have been. My final answer, and I did not cheat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go with Shelly Fanning.
That is close, but no cigar. 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝘀 with her 4 aces and 3 service errors.
You know, I should have gotten that. As much as we've talked about 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗀 and how good she's been at the service line, I should have gotten that.
Well, Shelly was a good guess. She leads Atlanta in aces with 15, but she does have 24 errors coming into this match tonight. She's up in the front row at the moment as 𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 gets the put down to make it 16-12. Montserrat with 1 ace to her name on the campaign. Serving at 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃. Any way they can slow her down is good because Kendra has been the most effective hitter for San Diego.
Yeah, and I don't think that's without a doubt here tonight. Obviously, the stats would back that up, but just watching the game here, every time they've given her the ball, she has been electric. She's swinging really, really hard tonight. Not a whole lot of finesse out of KD3 tonight. Really, really letting it go and loving what we're seeing out of her this evening.
And she's had to battle back from some injuries as a big swing in the middle connects for Shelly Fanning. And 𝗘𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 was sidelined for the better part of 2 years. Now as a 27-year-old coming back to play here in the U.S. She said before the season that she was inspired by so many of these great athletes who are playing up into their 30s here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. If they can do it, then she can too, and she's proven that she can this year.
I think the veteran presence in the league, man. We talk about it so much, about the diversity of this league. Obviously, being an American League, you have players on the floor like a Morgan Lewis, who's a rookie, and then you have Kendra Dahlke, late 20s, 6-year pro. But then you look around the league, Betty De La Cruz, a player of the week, 18-year pro. You have to love all these type of different players we have in the league, whether it be a rookie, 18-year pro, and everywhere in between.
Member Mena, the 2nd-year pro. What a set from Tomcom, and Papa couldn't convert. Fanning out of the middle, kept up, a 1-arm stab. Papa right into the block. Great presence of mind by 𝗏𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃 and Fanning.
We've been talking about and been seeing the Atlanta Day game coming up here on April 14th. We're going to talk about an Atlanta legend. A lot of people would have him on their Atlanta Mount Rushmore, Vander Holyfield. He would just absolutely wear you down. Yeah, he was a guy who could knock you out with 1 punch. He could also wear you down. That's this Vibe team. They play such great defense, led by their libero and Morgan Hintz. They are just going to wear you down point after point, and that is why they're so good.
Much like Holyfield, this Atlanta team is the real deal, looking for their 5th consecutive win. That would match their longest winning streak of the inaugural season. Trying to move 2 games ahead of the Supernovas before their showdown on Saturday, 404 day in Atlanta, like you mentioned.
The real deal, Jake. I'm surprised you know the nickname there. Very impressed.
One of these days, you'll stop being surprised and give me some credit as 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃. But she deserves all the credit for this Atlanta start. Her and Fanning, back-to-back, very efficient matches in the middle.
Well, that's one name I'm not surprised that you know, because what Magda has been doing, you've talked about her efficiency. She's put her on display here tonight. It seems like every time they set her in the middle, it has been a vibe point.
Oh, what a get there by Leah Edmond. Lunging to her left. In transition, 𝗵𝗵 gets her tool. That's Valeria 𝗵𝗵's specialty, tooling intimidating double blocks.
Yeah, Jake, you read my mind right there. She loves to tool the block, and 𝗬𝗀𝗃𝗀 puts her in a great place, too. 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃 a little bit late getting back over there, recognizing the one-on-one there with Monserrat. Excellent, excellent shot there. And then a little sub action.
Here's August 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 5th-year pro, former All-American at Oregon. Giving them a little bit more of a blocking presence up on the right side while TomCom would be in that position. And she got a good block touch. Morgan Lewis a little late to cover. Vibe up 20-16.
Yeah, if you make just the slightest mistake when Miss Leah Edmond is hitting, watch out.
Edmond up to a dozen kills. Rasky to 𝗵𝗵, right to 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝗃. Here's Leah again. Kept alive by 𝗘𝗀𝗁𝗃, the San Diego native. Almost an overpass. Instead, it's a point for the Vibe. A masterclass in patience from Monserrat.
Winning the joust as a setter against Ronica Stone. A masterclass indeed, Jake Herman.
Well, Marley could teach a masterclass when it comes to setter dumps. You go back to last week, she is now 7 for her last 12 on attack attempts. And she gets Atlanta even closer to a 2-set lead. They lead by 6 over San Diego.
Pro Volleyball Federation, where every action carries the weight of passion and pride. There's a select group that rises above the rest. 23 athletes of the Pro Volleyball Federation are past or current members of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team, each a testament to dedication, skill, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Pro Volleyball Federation, building champions and making dreams a reality.
Well, Brett, this is the 11th set of the season between the Vibe and the Mojo. Atlanta has won the first 10, and San Diego, they've only reached 20 points in 4 of those sets.
That's a good stat. Well, it's a good stat for Atlanta,
That's
not
right.
so much for San Diego. Again, it just seems like San Diego's been on this really, really upward trend here recently, but again, Atlanta just seems to have their number.
Mojo started this homestand in last place. Tonight, they're playing to move into 4th, which is a playoff cutoff spot. Just over 4 weeks from now, when the top 4 teams collide in Omaha and compete for the $1 million prize, along with the title of inaugural Pro Volleyball Champions here in the PVF. That's an insane shot from Valeria 𝗵𝗃𝗃.
She's starting to heat up. And again, as we give a lot of credit to the setters, no matter who's setting, Ronica Stone on that last set, again, always able to find the hot hand, this Mojo team.
Really able to lean back and uncork on that last swing. Edmond blocked at the net. Rasky and Ronica, a couple of old Oregon teammates.
You don't see that. You do not see that. Powerful swing from Leah, and Veronica Stone sends it right back.
That's why August Raske is in the match for Coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃𝘀𝗀. Forces Leah over the block. Second ball, 𝗙𝗁, and a fearless swing by 𝗘𝗀𝗁. Great up by 𝗵𝗫. Lazareva roofed. 2 in a row for Veronica Stone. That time in tandem with 𝗘𝗀𝗁.
Shall we call Veronica a stone wall?
On that point, sure. Papa trying to keep the run alive on serve. 𝗙𝗺𝗀𝗃 swats it down for the side out.
Something that this Atlanta team does so well, no matter who it is up front. They know when to take those 60% swings, needed an important side out, and they did so there.
Into serve is Whitney Bauer. She's got a good serve, left BYU as their second all-time leader in aces. The rookie setter. Venegas read the roll. Raske, back row, Papa sailed it long. 5 set points for the Vibe.
Yeah, and it all starts right here. Papa trying to hit it down the seam, just missed it a little bit up top.
The coverage from Papa keeps the set alive. Fanning into a double block. Montserrat rolls it through. Almost an overpass, helped over by Stone, and Marley Montserrat swings for the set 2 winner. 25-19 Atlanta. They hold the Mojo under 20 again, and they can make it a perfect season over San Diego, going for a sweep after the intermission.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up and check. I had to put all their egos in check.
I don't need that, got a mean stash. I just changed it, calls for the weekend. I don't need
have been
that.
watching the Professional Volleyball Federation on CBS Sports Network.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at 𝗙𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗄𝐺.com and 𝗃𝗺𝗏𝑎𝑙𝑠hop.com.
She just has the touch tonight. Some nights, everything just goes right. I feel like Betty De La Cruz has started out that way tonight.
Serve. De La Cruz turns up the power. Here's De La Cruz. Too much to handle. Oh my. There's no better top spin serve in the Pro Volleyball Federation.
𝗘𝗀𝗄𝗃 got to give her the Player of the Week award right now.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, 𝗘𝗀𝗃 with a set point swing.
Tom to Temi, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Cash Brown, absolutely spectacular.
It's going to be a big day. I think of all the little girls in the stands right now. Dreams coming true, not only for these professionals, but the young little girls in the crowd saying, maybe one day I'll be out there too.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
This one slammed right into the block. Shelly Fanning ends it here in the A. Welcome home, Divine. Win it in straight sets and move to 3-0.
A couple of stats to show you as Atlanta leads in the most important column, 2-0 over San Diego. Their passing has been pinpoint and, well, nearly a 3-to-2 ratio in kills.
Yeah, I think that's the one to look at there, Jake, is the kill category. 33 kills being led by Leah Edmond, hitting at 43%. She's been wonderful here tonight. 35% hitting percentage for the Vibe in total. Again, I think it's hard to find a player on their team who isn't hitting well right now. That they have been, again, absolutely wonderful here tonight. It just seems like every time they play San Diego, they have San Diego's number, Jake.
6 blocks in this match for the Vibe to San Diego's 4, and the Vibe have gotten those blocks from a variety of sources, led, though, by 3 stuff blocks from Ana Latsariba. San Diego, well, it's not just that Atlanta's playing well tonight. The Mojo, a little bit out of sync, hitting 13% as a team. Already 6 attack errors. That's way more than they had in their win over Columbus at this point.
Biggest thing, though, if you're just joining us, Kendra Dawkey with 8 kills. She leads the Mojo in kills. Timmy Thomas-Ilara subbed out there in that first set. Did not play in the second set. Been the best hitter they've had this year. Again, we've talked about it. She's played left. She's played on the right side as well. Again, has not been in this match. And Taiba Hanif Park noticed she had a rough start and then took her out since then. Be interesting to see if we see her coming out of the halftime break. I think that really could help San Diego bring up the Mojo, if you will, coming out of the break.
Nicely played. And Thomas-Ilara, maybe any other week in the Pro Volleyball Federation, we're talking about the reigning player of the week here. I mean, she had 49 kills in their last 2 matches combined, double-doubles in both of those, and we'll see if they give her another shot here in set number 3.
Yeah, obviously Betty De La Cruz was the player who ended up winning it. She had 26 kills in back-to-back matches. So, again, I think it was a great week full of volleyball, but like you said, with Timmy Thomas-Ilara, she was the biggest reason why they have won back-to-back games here in this homestand. We'll see if we see her out of the break. 20
assists, 6 digs for 𝗙𝗺𝗃 Tomcom, but the star setter tonight has been Marley Monserrat. Already 4 kills, matching her season high to go with 25 assists and 4 digs. She's leading the Vibe, who lead the Mojo 2-0 in San Diego.
checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up and check. I had to put all their egos in check.
The Vibe one set away from both the match and season sweep of San Diego. The Mojo came into this one riding high, but the Vibe have them feeling blue here in their alternate jerseys tonight.
I don't know what to say to that. I think just coming out, maybe the Vibe have been seeing red, if you will, Jake, every game that they played San Diego this season. Again, just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game we've seen them put together 2-2 sets. But San Diego, they respond well to the locker room a lot. Let's see how they do it here in set number 3.
High above Viejas Arena to start set number 3, where the Mojo make a couple of changes. Lindsay Stalzer is into the match, the 19th year pro who's been with the national team since 2021. She gets a swing and gets denied. She meets Ana Latza-Riva at the net.
We mentioned players that have not been swinging well for Atlanta. Ana only swinging at 18%, but then we talk about her blocks here tonight. That is where she's made her money.
Already her 4th stuff block of the evening. Lindsay Stalzer, the 39-year-old from Kewanee, Illinois, helped the U.S. team to bronze in the 2021 Pan American Games. She has played all over the world. And now back here stateside. Came on early in the season as a substitute, registered about 2 kills per set. Has not played in about 2 months here for the Mojo. Has been battling some illness as of late. Can she find a way to make an impression here in set 3 tonight? Montserrat, boy, has she made an impression in this match and all season long for the Vibe as 𝗏𝗏 connects with Stalzer for a back row attack. Latza-Riva right into 𝗏𝗏.
I love what we're seeing out of 𝗏𝗏 Park, coming out of the locker room, putting some different faces out there, but it looks to be the same vibe here from Atlanta.
Looking for their 10th win in their last 11 matches, Atlanta, as 𝗏𝗏 sets Stone for the slide. That was a little too close to the antenna. And this is just the start that Atlanta wanted out of the intermission.
Well, you've seen the Mojo be able to match Atlanta coming out of timeouts, starting sets, but Atlanta starting this well, San Diego's going to have to find something.
Oh, what an incredible dig by Morgan Hentz. And that continues the point for now. 𝗏𝗏 out to 𝗘𝗀𝗃, kept up by Latza-Riva. Lecouture, cross court. No call yet. What does Bolt 6 have to say? It's in. Second ball to Venegas. 𝗘𝗀𝗃 again slowed down. Montserrat almost had her 5th kill. Shara Venegas was able to get there. Lecouture, left pin. Sent back by 𝗏𝗏. Back row, Latza-Riva. Courageous choice.
I think the biggest thing tonight with Montserrat is she has been able to have such great court vision. She's setting up her teammates with every single touch and did it again on that last possession.
The Mojo have seen enough of this hot start for Atlanta. It's 6-1 Vibe in set number 3.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up and check. I had to put all their egos in check.
I don't need that, that I mean stash. I just changed the codes for the weekend. I don't need
Have been watching the Professional Volleyball Federation on CBS Sports Network.
Well, 𝗙𝗺𝗃𝗀 trying to give San Diego a lift in this one. The Mojo credited so much of their come-from-behind victory against Columbus on Sunday to their record-setting crowd, 8,900 plus, wearing their Mojo white, blue, and yellow for that one. Sunday afternoon start time, lots of local clubs got to come out and experience the Mojo, some of them for the first time. Team stayed late after the match, signing autographs, a great experience for everyone here at Viejas Arena. Tonight, the Vibe have really put a damper on this crowd with their clinical performance, and that continues here. Leah Edmond is like that.
Yes, she is, Mr. Herman. Again, the Vibe have been able to get a lot of touches up front right now, finding hands, and that has been the name of the game.
They won a set 25-10 earlier this year over Grand Rapids. And we're not getting into that territory yet, but an 8-2 start is not bad. A late call here from the down referee. San Diego evidently in the net. And the point was signaled to Atlanta moments after. Todd Dagenet was getting ready to come challenge, and the officials caught it in real time. Back in play with a stone slide. Second ball, Venegas. And it's tipped over by 𝗘𝗀𝗃. Low angle to watch Leah elevate for that ball. Montserrat there to block it back over. And then Kendra stays persistent through a double block.
Wow, get that one down through 𝗘𝗀𝗃. That is a wonderful, wonderful shot there from Kendra 𝗘𝗀𝗃. You get to see how good it is right here. Boom.
Mano-y-mano between two players who were swapped for one another on draft night. The Mojo drafting 𝗘𝗀𝗃 second as 𝗘𝗀𝗃 blocks it wide. Point Atlanta.
How blessed are the Vibe, right? You see how much talent they have that they were able to get and recruit, right? And then having a second overall pick. I know they traded up for it, but again, I mean, just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful display of volleyball they put on here tonight, but just so much talent they have here on this roster.
Brett, they actually changed this last point to belong to the, check that, the Vibe still won it, as 𝗀𝗁 serves it long.
Yeah, Jake, definitely some confusion after that last point.
Our in-stadium scoreboard had the wrong numbers up there. 11-3 Atlanta, and 11-4 on the service error. Choppy start to set three after the Mojo timeout.
Yeah, I think San Diego, it was a well-used timeout, right? They've been able to take that one and turn it into a 4, but still just not able to keep pace with the Vibe right now.
Here's their setter in 𝗏𝗀𝗃, subbed in for TomCom late in set number 2. Just gives them a few more options at the net, but they have not been able to answer that Magda slide throughout tonight's proceedings.
And nobody really has, right, in the whole league. But, again, right now, the Vibe are just, you know, any seam that they want, they're able to find it seemingly, really getting the Mojo moving around.
Morgan Lewis rolls it down, and it's 12-5. Long uphill climb here to come for San Diego.
Yeah, wonderful shot from the rook. You mentioned she went with a roll shot there, knowing she could have went into the block, finding an empty space of hardwood.
Lewis was a part of the Mojo starting rotation throughout the first half of the year. Been working a lot in practice on her passing. Didn't play all 6 rotations throughout her college career. And Coach 𝗘𝗺𝗃 Park said if she can pass consistently, there's no reason Morgan Lewis can't earn her way back into a starting spot.
You know, it's funny that we're talking about this with her tonight because Angel Perez said the same thing about rookie Reagan Cooper, and she's been one of the best hitters in the league this year. Now, we know people love to attack her at the service line, but there's no reason that Morgan Lewis can't have the same success story that we've seen out of Reagan Cooper.
And a local kid from Carlsbad who had the match-winning kill in San Diego's home win over Omaha. Brett, she's heating up.
And again, I think you have to love how stoic she is out there on the floor, right? She doesn't play the game with a lot of emotion. It's just straight business, and you see that in her game. Love that.
Very intense presence on the practice court would echo exactly what you and I can notice from here. 13-7 after Hannah Tapp's serve sent the Vibe a little out of system.
Yeah, it did exactly that, Jake. 𝗘𝗺𝗃 had to chase it to get it out of the net, and when she did that, Deputy McClarty, well, she was able to have a souvenir up on the stand.
She can't take that Franklin volleyball with her. Tap. Attacking Hentz. In system. 𝗘𝗺𝗃 to Edmond. Sent back by Stone, but rescued on the play. That's a way to cover your own shot. Lewis splits a seam, and Edmond can't get to that one.
Talk about effort. Again, all the young players watching at home. By the way, excellent point by San Diego. But Leah Edmond, she does all the right things right? When she swings, she's doing everything right. But the effort here, right? We're able to see her get to that first ball, not quite able to get to that one. Superstar running all over the floor.
She just does what leaders do in all facets for this Atlanta team. As 𝗘𝗺𝗃 sets a new season high, setter kill number 5.
Dump success. I mean, that is wonderful, just able to find the campfire there for double M.
The third of 3 sisters to play volleyball at the University of Florida, 𝗘𝗺𝗃. As Yassiana Presley checks into the match for 𝗘𝗀𝗃 member Mena. I say that about Marley's sisters because, Brett, today is National Siblings Day. And the 𝗘𝗺𝗃 family, well, they were some kind of dynasty in Florida.
A lot of people say we act like siblings. I mean, we don't resemble each other, but you know.
We sound exactly alike, too. I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. But, people say we argue like brothers.
Well, what's volleyball without a little sibling rivalry sometimes?
There you go.
Yeah, Marley said she didn't feel a lot of pressure to play volleyball growing up. She just sort of fell in love with it on her own. And you could tell that joy that she plays with, so free out there as the leader of this Atlanta team.
Well, I think anytime, Jake, someone is not forced to do something and just finds it for the love of the game, that is really going to show some true, meaningful joy, as you mentioned there, for 𝗘𝗺𝗃. By the way, that inanimate horn, thought we had a 15-point official timeout. However, Mojo had already called that timeout.
Right away, an ace for Shelly Fanning. Maybe the Mojo were thrown off their rhythm there. Fanning, the Vibe leader in aces, like you pointed out earlier. Gets another one there, and Lindsay Vanderweide is getting set to check into the match for Taiba Hanif Park's team. And Papa will return as well. Looks like it'll just be Valeria for now. As Vanderweide will have to wait. Edmond sets it up. 𝗚𝗚𝗃 give Leah the assist and give Anna another kill. She has killed San Diego this season. 20 points scored in the last matchup tonight. 9 kills and 4 blocks.
Yeah, she's just been absolutely wonderful anytime she's played this season. But again, especially when the Vibe had played, everyone has elevated their talent against San Diego, but especially 𝗚𝗚𝗃.
Atlanta is hitting 40%. And the Mojo go into the net. It's a barnstorming here at Viejas Arena in set 3. Sometimes, Brett, a team just has your number. And San Diego had so much positive momentum coming into this match tonight. So did Atlanta, maybe the only team with more momentum in the Pro Volleyball Federation.
You just hope it doesn't derail what the Mojo have going on, right? You mentioned it earlier, Jake, with a win here tonight, which that's obviously looking really, really bleak. With a win here tonight would have put them in that transfer spot for the playoffs. So, again, you still have a long, long season left after tonight. I think Taiba Hanif Park knows that, trying to get some players out there on the floor who maybe haven't seen a lot of time. Todd Dagenet trying to do the same here late in set 3.
You saw Karis Watson rising up for that last one. 𝗚𝗚𝗃 got the kill. Last time these teams met, Saturday in Atlanta, every member of the Vibe's active roster came into the match. Don't know if we'll see that here tonight, but certainly some substitutions ahead as Temi Thomas-Laura checks back into the match. Brett, what do you make of this, her coming back in so late on in this match?
Well, I think 𝗘𝗺𝗃, she started this set with Lindsay Stalzer. I think she was trying to get some veteran presence out there, maybe that they can match what the Vibe are doing. But to be quite honest with you, San Diego here tonight, I think they just have to tip their cap to the other side. I think Timmy Thomas-Salar obviously wasn't feeling her night. 𝗘𝗺𝗃, she has a lot of feel with the roster and what's going on, a lot of awareness with how they're playing. Talked about how she loves to go to the depth, and well, I just think at some point, Jake, a great lesson that a wise man once told me is it's not anything that you're doing wrong, rather what your opposition is doing right. And Atlanta has played almost perfect here in Viejas Arena this evening.
I was about to say, we just saw a wise man on screen in 𝗃𝗚𝗃. Spent 15 seasons coaching at UCF. He and 𝗘𝗺𝗃, both a member of the U.S. delegation to the 2004 Athens Olympics. They actually got to the training facility on the same day. That's something that has always tied the two of them together. Tons of mutual respect between both head coaches tonight. And Temi may be getting something to build on here late in the match.
𝗃𝗚𝗃 actually told me, we had this matchup earlier in the year. I asked Todd, I said, well, what do you make of coaching against, coaching 𝗃𝗃? He said, Brett, it's going to be special. Don't get me wrong. He said, but out of all the people I know in this league, he goes, it seems like it's a reunion every time we play somebody. And again, that man's volleyball knowledge and volleyball relationships run deep.
It can be a small world sometimes, and for so many of these players who played together against one another, both overseas, maybe stateside with Athletes Unlimited, or maybe collegiately, it's a chance to take their competition to the next level. Some new faces coming into the match for Atlanta. Grace Cleveland, Whitney Bauer check in. 𝗚 walks over to the bench. And Kamiley Hiapo comes in at libero. Temi had to wait on the set, and the block was waiting for her.
Two of the biggest high-energy players on the whole roster, Jake, and 𝗖𝗺𝗃 Presley and Karis Watson. I don't know if you get to watch the Instagram or the Facebook stories pregame, but they get them started every single match with the vibe chants. You got to love what they bring to the floor and off of it as well. Great energy, great teammates here for Atlanta.
Yeah, it's become a fun tradition pre-match for the Vibe. Both of these teams do a wonderful job on social media cueing fans into some of the fun that happens behind the scenes. Allie Linehan, Leah Edmonds' night is done as Wildcat replaces another.
this point doesn't mean you can't use positives to move on to your next one. And volleyball's not played on a clock, Jake. Yeah, they can come back.
Yeah, things got a little interesting for the Vibe late in Vegas. So you know that this second unit, if you will, is looking to make things a little easier here tonight. Great get by Tap. Watson, big swing, and it's pushed over by Presley. 𝗘𝗺𝗃 off high hands and covered by Linehan. Back set out to Cleveland, who took something off. And was sent over on one by Stone. As Atlanta scrambles. Back to Cleveland for the kill.
And I think the interesting part about this second line, Grace Cleveland has started matches this season. Allie Linehan has started matches. Allie Linehan, actually the inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week. You've seen 𝗖𝗺𝗃 in some high leverage situations. Karis Watson has had some starts this season. The depth of Atlanta, perhaps the best out of any team, because they have a lot of players who would be starting elsewhere in the Pro Volleyball Federation.
Presley, what a savvy pickup that was after she was waived by Omaha just before the season started. She traveled from Omaha to Atlanta and then back to Omaha for that season. Work for everything.
Kendra has been the bright spot here tonight. Katie 3 moves into double figures as that was her 10th kill.
Yeah, third match in a row where the San Diego native has done that. An All-American at Arizona. Or did she? Thought we heard a challenge announcement there. My apologies. It's just 𝗘𝗺𝗃 back to serve. Cleveland, her second kill, and the Vibe have a whole dozen of match points. Trying to complete the immaculate season over San Diego. Looking to win all 12 sets. As Reagan Pittman, another Atlanta Vibe player, enters the match. And they have once again emptied their bench here in this one tonight. Linehan near the scorer's table, sets up Watson a free ball. 𝗘𝗀𝗃, strong swing.
Again, Kendra, I think if the Mojo as a team don't have any building blocks after this game, this has been a wonderful confidence booster for her. And Taiba Hanif Park knows somebody she can lean on in big situations down the stretch.
We'll see how long she can extend this match from the serving spot. Bauer, back set, Cleveland, and the Vibe keep on winning. That is their 5th consecutive victory, 10 out of 11. And no matter what happens on Saturday in the A, the Vibe will stay in first place. They move 2 games clear of the Omaha Supernovas, 14-4. And the Mojo, they stay in 5th place at 5-8. Brett, Atlanta responsible for half of San Diego's defeats. The good news, this season series is over.
Yeah, I think that's the good news for San Diego. Atlanta, I think they'd want to play them as much as possible, right? But again, Atlanta, their depth has been a problem for everybody they've played. I mean, theoretically here, they've pretty much locked themselves into the playoffs. If not mathematically, we don't have it here in front of us. I mean, they can't be far away from it, right? They're the best team and have been the best team all season here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. San Diego, like you mentioned there, Jake, still on that upward hill climb. They are really, really close. Again, really, really close. It seems like they just need a big run here over the next 3 weeks to propel them to Omaha, May the 16th through the 18th. They could be a team to avenge these losses against Atlanta if they can make it to that point. I think tonight could be a turning point again. They've had a lot of positive, tonight a negative. How do you respond in the face of adversity? Atlanta, though, they're a juggernaut. They just keep on rolling. This a special team of talent led by a special man in Todd Dagenet. The Vibe are going to have something to say here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, the Pro Volleyball Federation might very well have an Atlanta Vibe problem on their hands. Meanwhile, San Diego, it is a winning homestand, 2-1 here at Viejas Arena over the past week. They will hit the road to Columbus on Friday night, a quick turnaround, 7 Eastern local time for the first serve on CBS Sports Network. But for all of our crew here with Viejas Arena and the Pro Volleyball Federation on YouTube, he's Brett Loftus, I'm Jay Kerman. We thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night.